Hi everyone, welcome to HobbyEXP. My name is Cheston,
And my name is Henry.
and we are back at it again. This is it, the final chapter of our quadrilogy is what I'm going to call it, because
Quadrilogy.
I don't know what the correct word for a quad of things is. I know trilogy is for three, I don't know what it is for four.
Yeah, we
This
we do
is
this live.
we do this we do
We
this
do this live.
live. No research. Only
No.
bands. Only bands. This is Seed Strike number four. Arguably, a pretty big fandom. Huge amount of people likes the Seed series for good reason. Great series. Um, yeah, and I imagine this is probably gonna be a pretty sweet deck, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Henry, you've explained in the past.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to see some new cards in this deck, which is really nice because it has it's a white and red colored. So the red cards were
Oh.
not in the beta format. So it's good to see some of the new red cards coming in the set. And Small spoilers alert. I do think this is one of the stronger starter decks. So we'll
Oh.
definitely see why that's the case as we go through the cards. But yeah, no. Awesome starter deck. Awesome cards. Beautiful cards. Some really nice Gundams in this one with the
Hmm.
Owl Strike
Hmm.
on the cover there. Um, and
Uh,
sorry, what's the other one called? Morbius? No, I made that up.
that's Ailstrike.
Yeah,
Mobius, you were very close, and this is Justice.
Justice.
Oh, sorry, no,
Okay, yeah.
Aegis. Sorry. Justice is
Aegis.
is, is, is,
Aegis.
is, is, a, is a different one entirely.
No, no.
Same. That's Seed Destiny, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway,
Yeah.
before I get more in trouble with this fandom, let's get into it. So if you haven't seen this before, two legendaries. It's obviously the two poster units at the front. Then we've got uh, deck the deck of 50 tokens and the bonus pack. We're hoping for something sweet here, where it's one of the pilots, the 16 holographic cards. And Henry, shall we pray to the
That's
Bandai
right.
gods?
We'll pray to the Bandai gods. Please give us a god deck.
Hmm.
We've been very good boys. And
Speak for
and
yourself.
and Chester needs some RNG turnaround luck, giving his absolute dry spell in One Piece for pulling manga cards. So, let's hope we can get a god deck here for you guys on camera. That would be pretty cool. Um, but hey, we're happy with anything really. But a god deck would be nice.
God deck would be nice. I was really hoping it for in the previous video for Xeon's Rush, but
Yes, yes, your beloved Xeon.
to no
Unfortunately not.
avail. So,
Hmm.
we got the bonus pack. We'll save this to the end in case we don't hit anything as nice. And here we are, the meat and potatoes.
Let's try not to spoil if it's a god deck or not. But anyway,
Yes,
we will
yes,
see.
yes, yes. All right, let us zoom in. So, this Ailstrike Gundam, great card in the beta format. Really, really annoying to deal with, like honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, 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 yeah. Really, really good defensive, but tempo card in the sense of it has that nice pair effect where it can bounce an enemy unit back to your opponent's hand.
mm, mm, mm.
Um, yeah, one of the real terrors of the beta format, one of the better cards. So good to see it here. Um,
So
and I'm
scary.
sure you guys are going to see this card a lot.
So scary. Uh,
As it's going to be used, I think, quite a lot in the normal format.
so we got one, and we got two. Oh, this Aegis Gundam. Like,
Aegis Gundam, beautiful card.
I just want to say that green, it reminds me like of Broly's green.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, yes,
Even the effect of like the lines, like sort of like it's like a blast beam cannon sort of thing coming out of it. That's just
yeah. It
really
does look a
spectacular.
bit Dragon Ball Z-esque with. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm definitely getting that. Yeah, no, beautiful card. And
And
a newer card too. Something we hadn't
mm,
seen in the beta format.
and that ability, unit has five or more. If this unit has five or more AP on attack, choose one enemy unit that is level five or higher and deal three damage to it. Um, an
Mm,
ability we haven't really seen much. We normally see
no.
level five or lower.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this kind of made to punch up effectively, right?
Mm,
Um, But yeah, nice card, and getting that +1 AP on its base 4 AP isn't actually that bad or hard to do. So
No.
as we go through the deck, you'll probably see a few options of how to bump that up. But yeah, no, really nice card, a really nice addition to the LR pool of cards that we've already seen.
No.
Oh, no god deck today, guys. No god deck today, but that's
F
okay.
F in chat.
Yeah, F's in the chat.
Um, but yeah, Strike Gundam. We've seen this in
Right,
the
Gundam, yeah,
beta.
we have, yeah.
Really, really good card just for filtering and card draw.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Well
four of
statted
them.
too.
Four of them.
And has the beautiful ability to link with Kira, which
You
is one of the pilots in
for
this deck.
for those who haven't played the beta, I'm sure you've seen it in our videos, but that particular pilot, Absolute Menace, I'm sure it's in this deck. So
It is, yeah.
let's take along. Mobius from the demo deck. Now, I I know people don't find this card very useful. I just simply like it because it's a 2/4. It can link. Great cost to level ratio. I just think it's a good card. Great card.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the 2/4 stat line's really nice because not a lot of things actually hit for that 4 threshold.
Mm,
So if you can buff
mm.
it up, you can really do some nice trades with it.
Yeah, it's just really annoying to get rid of.
100%.
All right, we got four of them. Speaking of Mobius, we got Mobius the OG, Demi Trainer stats, a blocker. Is that a
Hmm.
blocker in every color now?
Yeah, I think every color but a 1/1 blocker in every color but red, I believe.
Yeah.
So not sure if they're going to get one, given that they're probably more of the aggro color. But yeah, it's good to see a few options for those chump blockers.
Yeah, I was just looking at the cards. One seems more, I don't know if you can see it. One seems more like this is like an art. This seems like it's
Mm.
from an anime. Like it's more
Oh
cartoony.
yeah.
If you can see what I'm seeing, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I do see it. I do
Like
see
like
it.
a
Yeah,
bit more cell shading sort of thing. This is a bit more like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I
I hadn't
do.
noticed. Look, I will hold my hands up and say I haven't watched a lot of Gundam anime. So if
Mm.
it's from a specific scene, I probably don't know that. But yeah, it does look a bit more anime art.
Yeah, and this is like it's drawn, looks like Optimus Prime if
Mm.
I'm really being objective about it, but you know,
It does.
that's a I will not call this a transformer on a stream because on a video because someone is gonna have words with me.
Yeah.
Saw this in the beta 2-2-3-2, just annoying unit to deal with because it just punches up like we've been talking about. Yeah, just a good card, good vanilla.
Yep.
Now this card.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
card, Breach 3, it's annoying, sure, and there's other cards with Breach, but when paired with its pilots, which I'm sure it's probably here, oh, going a little too
Keeps a
far.
little bit forward, yes, not to give up the
Uh,
ghost, but
but
where is
honestly,
he? There he is.
um, pairs really well, as we saw in the demo battle. So, Breach 3
Yes.
and when linked during this turn, this unit may choose an active enemy unit that is level 5 or lower as its attack target.
Yep.
So, it's Red Wing Gundam, honestly.
Yeah, like a mini Red Wing Gundam. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Great card, great combo. Breach is a great keyword. So
Mm.
tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, honestly,
Ticking all those boxes.
yeah, it's a 4/6 as well because of the +1/+2 here. It just makes it hard to just remove it really, and it
Yeah,
just sticks around for a while. So
certainly does. Yeah,
great card.
that that 6 HP is a formidable stat line.
Thick. Speaking of thick, the Gin is just Zaku stats, 2/1 for a 2/2.
Yep.
Uh, love to see it. Sorry, not Zaku. That's also GM stats, I should say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just kind of like the Reds version of that kind of level 2 1 cost 2/2 kind of vanilla card. It's really good though.
Hmm. 3/1. This is a new card. During pair, destroy it. If you have another link unit in play, draw a card. Now this I like. Punches up. Yeah, it's a little frail, but it has link. It's pretty cheap, and I can get a card draw potentially off of it.
Yeah.
I think it's worth the investment.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like even if you place on turn 2, it clears the EX base with one swing, and if they want to swing into it, they don't have anything like cheap. It's probably gonna die because it has that 3 AP, which is really strong.
Hmm.
So
If
yeah,
you
good card.
yeah, if you got a link unit in play, even better. Drawing a card in this game is
Yeah.
very difficult.
Yes.
Ah.
Kira, there he is.
All right, so we saw this card in the beta. For those who don't know, Burst, It's a level 4 for 1, so it's a fairly standard pilot cost. +2/+1, that's pretty nice. But it's this juice down here that is
Yep.
the part where people get a bit scared. Choose one enemy unit when attacking. It gets -2 AP during this battle. So
Yep.
we were just talking about how this card is all nice and finely statted because, it's punching up. But give that -2, it just becomes a 1/1. It's kind of
Yeah.
eh now, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. No, Kira's a phenomenal pilot. Definitely in the running to be one of the best pilots, I would say, that's currently printed. Um, Good stat line, good cost, but also yeah, that -2 AP is really playing into what this kind of archetype deck wants to do, which is
Mm,
control that board, do some nice tempo plays, um, and efficiently trade. So yeah, really good card, really good card.
yeah. And we get four of them. Very
For
nice of
yeah,
them.
all the starter decks have 8 of the kind of main pilots for the starter deck. So
See, good thing your brain switched on. I haven't been paying attention to that. I just thought,
yes.
cool. Um,
Yep.
his rival Atheron, we saw this before. It's a 1/2. During Link, uh, attacks a level 5 or lower active unit. Not much to say about it. It pairs well. Pairs well. Obviously, links well. Obviously, with the Aegis Gundam, makes it a 5/5. Yeah, good
Yep.
card.
Well, it fulfills the effect on it.
Mm, mm, mm.
So yeah, good card, very good card.
For them as well. Now, Henry, this card I know you're very excited about.
Yeah. I think it's a really what I like in card games and card design is like flexibility.
Mm,
And I think this card offers that with regards to not only does it have a nice burst effect, so it has that burst effect where it can play, burst, meaning that it's triggered off taking a shield. You play a token that is effectively 3/3 with blocker, which is
mm-hmm,
amazing.
mm-hmm,
But you also have the ability to play this on your turn as a main effect and pay the
mm,
2 cost, and you can get one of 2 tokens. You can get a Sword Strike Gundam token, which is a 4 at AP 2 HP blocker,
yep.
or you can get a Launcher Strike Gundam, which is a 2 AP 4 HP blocker. So,
Mm,
depending on like what you need in that moment, like say you're getting, it's like you're playing against like a weenie deck. They're running a lot of like small AP units. You maybe want a thicker blocker to like absorb an attack or two.
mm-hmm,
Or you need like a blocker that the 4 with something that can swing upwards. And that's where the 4 AP blocker comes into effect, where you can like do a nice effective trade into one of the stronger units or a more impactful unit that
mm.
your opponent has played. So
Just
yeah,
really
great card.
useful. Really, really
Yeah.
useful. I actually just reread it. It's if you have no Earthline unit tokens in play, so really
Yes.
its ability will always pop off.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
not
cool.
that many tokens, specifically Earth Alliance tokens in the
Yeah,
game, so you should effectively get this.
yeah. Fun card. Really fun card.
Hmm.
Hawk of Endymon. We saw this in the beta. Bouncing a 3 or less HP has its benefits. Also pairs
Yeah,
with
definitely.
Mobius Zero, so I can see a use for this card. Like a 1 or a 2 of. I am curious to see how prevalent removal is, whether it be damage like you see in red or white, where it's just like bouncing stuff back to hand. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Now this card, I know Henry, you're not a big fan of. I simply
No.
like it because it gives us a new keyword, which is first strike, which is like, I get to swing at you before you get to hit me, which I
Yep.
think is very important in an aggro deck, in my opinion.
Yes. Yep.
Um, it is very niche though. Choose one friendly unit that's level 2 or lower. It's
Yeah.
very, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a niche effect. The first strike keyword is a great keyword. If anyone who's played Magic, knows that it's a decent keyword.
Hmm.
Um, I just think I think in a wider card pool it might not see play, but hey, that doesn't mean that it's not decent in this
Hmm.
format, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think it is.
Hmm.
It's always good to have a option of a pilot or a command as well. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, can't be too mad about that.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, my point was just going to be that, is it worth a slot in your 50? I don't know. Very, very
Yeah.
tough to say. Unless there's really a deck out there that relies only on level 2 or lows, which is entirely possible, then
Mhm.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that sees play.
Yep.
Ah,
Oh yes, the Archangel.
yes,
Um,
yes.
Great base in this kind of deck because you are running, the Owl Strike
Mm-hmm.
blocker.
Mhm.
I will say, to get the most out of this base, I think you'd want to run more than one blocker,
Yeah, for sure.
or one big blocker. But yeah, great effect. Something that could be. I definitely think this card could be a menace of a card in a full release format where you have
Mm.
a really kind of like defensive deck with lots of blockers set up, and you have this kind of freestanding them.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah,
It's a great, resource sink later on in the game. Swing with your blocker, play two, which is very cheap.
yeah, very cheap.
You get to restand it again, so I definitely think you'll see play for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, this is a new
any red base.
Vesalu Vesalius, I guess.
Yeah.
Deploy, burst, rest this base, choose one friendly unit. It gets +1 AP during this turn.
Mm. So a few things. One, it can help you kind of reach those specific damage thresholds,
Hmm, yeah,
like
true.
3 for an EX base or like 5 for a normal base. It
Mm.
also helps you trade really well. But in addition, it can give that 1 AP to and I've already forgotten the name of it.
Oh,
Mobius? No.
Aegis.
Aegis to give its effect to have its effect online. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean I think that like any card that buffs stuff up is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Specifically AP wise, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we'll see play of this.
Hmm.
That's all here, but the tokens.
Yeah, we got
Here we
tokens at the
go.
back.
Now that's great art.
Yeah, it's
Great
actually
art.
really nice art. For a token, it's pretty nice. Yeah,
Um, the launcher
the launcher
strike,
strike
all the different forms of strike Gundam,
and the
and
sword.
gotta love the beam sword. Yeah.
Mm. Yes, yes, yes.
All right, Henry. Thoughts on
Yes,
what? Now it's the time. What are your thoughts on that
yes.
deck?
Meta thoughts. So before you pack all the cards away, I
Hmm.
just wanted to highlight. So if you bring back the pilot, what's his name?
Athron.
Yes, Athon. That's fine. Yeah, that's right. So this starter deck, I feel, is one of maybe the two strongest, or maybe the second strongest, depending on how do you look at it.
Hmm.
Um, in the specific starter deck format, if we're going to talk about that, talk about sweaty gaming. I know people are kind of keen to know what starter deck they should play for the starter deck only events that are
Best
kind
bang
of
for buck.
kick. That's right, that are kicking off. Now, the first thing that we'll always say is play what you want. All starter decks can win. They're all got their
Pile
own
the
strengths
cards,
and
baby.
weaknesses. That's right. They've all got their strengths and weaknesses, but this one is one of the more powerful ones, in my opinion. And I think a lot of power comes from the fact that your pilots there, so your Kira and your Uthron, have really good link, specifically link targets. So we've got the strike Gundam up the top there, which is obviously the 3/3 that cycles your hand. So
Mm,
Kira can go into that, which is a really good play. But you've also got obviously your Ale Strike there. But Uthron's got two really good targets himself to go into from a Gundam perspective as well, from a link perspective. So having those really good link targets and having effectively 4+2 for each of them, so 6,
yeah,
is really
yeah,
powerful.
yeah.
And some of the other starter decks don't necessarily not necessarily have that kind of synergy with their pilots linking really nicely to units in their decks. So that's where a lot of power comes from in this deck. So
Mm,
yeah, if you are interested, if you like Seed, well, even better. But this is a really powerful deck in that format. So
yeah,
I think
great
that's enough of
justification. Great
yeah,
justification.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely, I can see why it's so powerful. I think Aegis is an underrated card. I really feel like dealing with big boss monsters is going to be like this. Dealing with this, I can already see that being a thing. Like getting this
yeah.
taking this down 3 HP is quite a
Mm,
lot. Because 3 HP gets you in striking range of this guy, of a lot of cards in this deck. Just makes it just easy to hit through.
yeah,
Kira
man.
is a great great pilot to deal with.
Great pilot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think enough of our ramblings. I think we also want to see the one more shiny card.
I just
One more shiny,
put this
card.
card in the corner here just for the
Yeah, that's
viewers here.
right. You're teasing everyone. Um, I think from some of our other openings, we've kind of found that the pilot cards are actually beautiful
Mm,
in this foil treatment. So they're definitely
the chasers.
Yeah, the chase. That's it.
Uh,
Akira.
don't mind me. I'll just pop out this old
Yes.
fellow.
Yeah,
Like
beautiful card.
multiple. I'll just take out sleeve temporarily. The fact that it's got different types of foiling there,
Mm,
and it's really nice.
gorgeous,
I just
gorgeous.
wish
So
this was a much more playable card. That was my only hope.
yeah, yeah. I think I think outside of maybe one of the LRs, we maybe pull a Kira. I think here, to be honest with you, but we will see. We will see.
Dun
Anything's good
dun dun
at this point.
dun 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 dun, dun. Bang!
Oh, 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 oh! A
Oh,
base. That's actually quite nice. It's really beautiful art.
that that that
Really
that
beautiful
that
foil.
curvature is real though. But
That curvature is real, yes.
I love I love how they've done this foiling. Like this is just regular art, but it's the foiling around it. The obviously the exhaust, whatever you want to call it, the fire that's coming out of the ship. Yeah, really nice treatment and a super playable card. Great hit.
Yeah, I think that's as you just hit the nail on the head. You want playable cards in this kind of like foiling cards, and I think yeah, Archangel or any of the bases really are gonna be playable because bases are pretty key cards in this game. So yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
awesome,
So
awesome.
that concludes our quadrilogy. We've hit some pretty cool top cards. You know, from
Yes,
set. Let me just zoom in here again. You know, we got starter deck one, two, three, and four. I do
uh,
feel that in terms of pure playability, that's number one for sure. Archangel
yes,
for sure.
yes.
Um,
I do think Gundam MA form is pretty playable too, but yeah, Archangel's probably the most playable.
yeah, it's probably this, then one of these two. I think he's not, while he's not bad, I just feel that I think
Mm,
this will see a lot of play simply because its pair effect is just really, really good. And
yes,
this, because of Armor Array, because you can draw a
yes,
card, yeah, again, a cool
yeah.
card to use. But
Hmm.
anyway, thank you everyone for sticking this through with us of our quadrilogy. And yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next one. Be sure to be on the lookout for our next content, which will probably be a starter deck battle, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna get some battles going. Also tell us if you're going to any of the starter deck events, and
Tell us how you do,
tell us how you do. Exactly right.
how you
I'm sure.
play.
Yes, I'm sure we'll give you updates on how we go as well. But yeah, be keen to keep drumming up business and keep the card game kicking when it's just starting. You know what I mean? Like really push the
Support your
community.
local game store. Gotta love them. Gotta love them.
Always, always.
Yeah. Anyway, have a great one and talk to you all later.
Peace.